Hello, it is time for another episode of Luke Up. My special podcast here is dedicated to James Gunn's Superman film. And today I'm joined with another special guest, somebody that made this movie even more magical. Krypto, as we all know, is such a huge part of Superman's life and a huge part of this film. And
Yeah.
Murphy, thank you so much for joining me because you
Thank
helped
you for
bring that
having
character
me.
to life. And this is going to be a fantastic chat, Murphy. So
Super
thank you,
excited.
first of all. How are
Of
you?
course. I'm doing great. I love talking about this movie. I'm so happy to be here.
And this is why I've been doing this podcast, is just so I can talk about this film for as much as possible, but
Let's
to
keep
be
it
able to
going.
see it, but it's to talk with the people that have been in it as well, like yourself, that helped make this film. There are so many fantastic heroes behind the scenes that have made this a success that I want to speak with them all. And of course, how you helped bring Krypto to life. We will get to that eventually, but first, Murphy, if you could share your own origin story with the listeners and watchers, please.
Sure. How the movie came to,
Yeah.
like, how I got a
No,
part of it?
let's go all the way back. I want your origin story. So let's go
Whoa.
back, yeah, sort of to bring it up to modern day. It hasn't got to be really
Okay.
detailed, but just a little bit. Just
Okay.
round it up for me.
Okay. Just a general.
Yes.
I grew up like doing theater as a kid, super into like acting, being on stage, all of that stuff. I went to college and I started doing extra work to make some money on the side. And I just kind of like fell in love with being on set and in film, and I pursued it ever since. And I found myself here somehow.
Yeah, it's a wonderful story how you made it. You know, you become
It's
crypto,
a weird
as it were.
story.
But no,
Yeah.
it's a great story. So how did that happen? How did you become a part of the Superman film?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a weird, like unique story. I worked on Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I was in full prosthetic makeup, so nobody knew my face, and I just was talking to like an AD on there. And then like a year later, I was a PA on a movie, and I met him again, this AD on Guardians, and he saw my face for the first time because I was like reintroduced myself, and we just exchanged contact info. And then literally another year later, he DM'd me on Instagram and asked me to audition for this. So it was a very weird like string of events that led up to it.
But how did you? So it's fascinating and so interesting for me how you've gone from theatre, now you're in the film,
Yeah.
and you're now. How did you respond when you found out you were going to be crypto though? That's what I
Oh my
want to know.
gosh. It was literally a text message. I freaked out. I freaked out. And I was with my family too, which was really sweet. But yeah, it was crazy. It's insane.
I mean, did you think that you'd sort of be doing this sort of capture imagery, or would you be doing something else? How did it sort of come across in the text message?
So it was actually, shout her out, my dear friend Mary Margaret, who does the background casting. I was about to go to work as a substitute teacher that morning. And literally an hour before I was leaving to work, I got a text being like, "Hey, by the way, we would love to have you be the motion capture role for Crypto." And I was like, "Okay, like I don't know how I'm gonna go to work now." But yeah, it was literally that. It was just like, "Here are the dates. If you are interested, please respond as soon as possible." And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely."
Well done.
And it was a while between the audition and the text. I was like, "All right, it's not gonna happen. Wasn't meant to be."
But then
Yeah, it
it
was like a
did.
month, I think.
But then it did, which was fantastic
Yeah,
for you,
then
and
it
that
did.
must be just wonderful. So, what was
Ballistic.
it like for you? I mean, also, what I'd like to ask is, do you now sort of mention that to your students? Say, look, I do this, but I'm also crypto. That's
I've
going to give you
never
some
said
cool points.
anything.
Let's
I've
go.
never
Oh,
said anything.
I would be
Yeah, because
dropping that everywhere, Murphy. I tell
it
you
came
what.
out during the summer. It was like during the school year. I'm like, who's gonna believe me? Yeah.
That's
No,
okay. We
I
can go
just
back
didn't.
now.
Oh, I'll probably say something. Yeah, if I
Yeah,
go back.
that's
Yeah.
it. You need to go back with like just
Yeah.
covered
Yeah.
in crypto merchandise. We'll
Oh yeah.
send you some, Murphy. It's fine. We'll get you
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
draped in crypto
First day of
swag.
school.
And they'll be like, excuse me, why have you got so much crypto merchandise on?
Oh, let me tell you
Well,
something actually. Yeah.
oh, that's going to be wonderful.
Yeah, it'll be
That's
different for sure.
it. So let's go straight into it. Let's go to your
Yeah.
first day on set. Now,
Okay.
I'm fascinating with how this all works. I've seen some sort of how the technology behind the scenes works, but please
Yeah.
run me through it. What does a day on set for you look like?
Yeah. I mean, I still don't know how the technology works, but normal. So my very first day, I actually didn't do anything. I watched, and I'm very grateful for that because I got to watch. And then the second day and the third day, I begun. But my very first day on set was, I want to say it was the sequence with in the very beginning where like Crypto's chasing his feet in the road and he's talking to Four in
Yes.
the Fortress of Solitude. So my very first day was the Fortress of Solitude, which was nuts. Like I walk in and we were having the safety meeting inside of it, and I'm like, how did I get here? This is my very first day. I was fully in the suit too. I just watched, which was really, really nice. I'm very grateful I got to do that. I don't think we did any crypto stuff my first day. I think they were planning on it, just didn't happen. And then literally the next day, I had the sides. I stretched a little. I didn't really get a rehearsal, and I just started. It was the scene where like I'm chasing his feet and stuff like that. I like blacked out. Like I was just like, all right, like let's do it.
So is there going to be sort of, behind the scenes footage of you on the DVD and Blu-ray?
I hope so. I keep saying this.
Did
I'm
you
so
actually
curious to see.
did you actually bite David's boot? Did that happen?
No, I mean, I'm like holding, so like the cape too, I had to like put it in my mouth. I'm like putting it like here, like I'm holding on to it like that. Yeah, I
Dedication
thought
to
I had
the
to bite it,
art.
and I was like,
I
I don't
appreciate
know.
that. That is dedication to the art, though. As I say, that's it. You were going
Yeah.
full into it.
People
So
keep, that's
that's.
so funny. Everyone asks me that if I bit him. That's the one question I keep getting.
But also, did you have to jump on him? I know we saw that scene in the
Yeah,
snow. I mean, did you have to sort of jump on him and beat his ribs up, or what?
that was not me. No, I did not do the snow. I
See,
wish. I know. I
the
know.
CGI in that film, though, so many people
It's
believe that
incredible.
Krypto is a real dog, and I mean, it's just brilliant CGI. It's that capturing from you. It's
Yeah.
I believe Jolene as well. Is that correct? The
Mm-hmm.
dog that was on set. That I mean,
Yep.
going to
Love
work
her.
every day and working with a dog is just
Yeah.
absolute
It was me and
goals.
her. We had the exact same schedules. We were sitting next to each other the whole time. Like we were the same actor. It was kind of crazy. It was weird. Yeah.
How quickly did you bond with Jolene?
Oh, so fast. So fast. If you give that dog some coconut strips, she will be your best friend for the world, like
Really?
forever. Yeah.
Noted.
And her handler, Connie, is the greatest person ever. I'm so happy to have had them with me.
I mean, I think James Gunn even mentioned Jolene online, saying like
You did.
this is one
Yeah.
of the other actors on set that I enjoyed working with so
Oh yeah.
much.
I mean,
I
she
mean,
brought like morale. Yeah.
that's what you want. I mean, I know there's sort
Yeah.
of
Oh yeah.
you get therapy dogs that come to work every now and again, but to be able to
Yeah.
have your co-star as such a well-behaved dog as well,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
absolutely perfect.
It's
So
really funny.
when you are jumping around as Crypto and
Hmm.
causing mayhem, that's
Yeah.
got to be pretty physical, right?
It was so physical. It was crazy. I was not expecting to be as like beat up as I was. In a like in a completely fine way. Like I was so fine with it. But yeah, it was a lot. The first day I ever did anything, I was wearing two sets of knee pads. My knees were black by the end of it. And I was wearing motorcycle gloves because they're like the toughest. And the Fortress of Solitude was like concrete and salt, so it looked like ice. And it ripped in half the motorcycle gloves within
Wow.
like, yeah, like a couple hours into the day. It was intense, like really intense, but it was
Again,
fun. I mean, I would do it over and over and over, but
I
it was a lot.
admire the dedication, I must say, because that's going to
Thank
be
you.
some
Thank you. Thank
fantastic
you.
stuff.
It was also
I
just
mean,
adrenaline too, like
I
purely keeping
bet
me going.
just to be
Yeah,
sort of
yeah,
on set and to be sort of,
yeah.
as you said, it must be so surreal. The sets were so
The
visual and
Fortress of Solitude,
physical.
they barely added anything. Like that is exactly what it looked like in person. It was insane.
I hope
I was
that
blown
set
away.
is somewhere or someone's got it in their collection at least
Right,
because
where is it? Yeah.
it's the perfect office for me. I would love to record podcasts in an
That would look
actual
so good.
fortress of solitude, but
Come
I
over
was
behind you.
that's it, perfect lighting as well. And
Mm-hmm.
I've enjoyed the film now quite a few times, and I will
Same.
do as much as I can whilst it is in cinemas because I'm
Yeah,
enjoying looking at all the details, looking at those
absolutely.
moments where it's just a little bit of crypto or a little bit of something else happening. Those
Yeah.
crypto scenes really stole the show, and it makes the
Yeah,
film enjoyable for kids and dog lovers and
yeah.
everybody. If you're not a dog lover, I've got it's a little bit of a red flag for me.
What's going on with
So
you?
but your scenes and helping to make that happen were fantastic. And we'll get to some of your other scenes later on. So,
Thank you.
what scenes did you work on with Crypto? Was it most of those or?
So it's a lot of like I keep describing it as a lot of like the mundane crypto stuff, if that makes sense. Like I was not flying. I wish. I wish. I don't think anybody was. I think that was the beautiful CGI, which is insane
Yes.
because you barely can tell a difference between like what I did. There's no difference at all, actually. So I was in the beginning with like chasing his boots and stuff like that, and, like the cape and all that. I'm like sitting really sad. Oh my gosh, I'm in the dog bed at the end with Supergirl, and that's like all that stuff. Can I say that? Can I say Supergirl?
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Okay,
I
okay.
mean, the film's been out now for a few weeks.
It has, it has,
We
it
can
has.
talk
We've holding on
spoilers.
to that one for a
People
long time.
know now, but that, I mean, that's not a bad day on set. So was it sort of an extra large dog bed for that, or
No, no.
no? So you're just there crouched
I
in.
am not very big. I am 5'2". Like
Still
I
though,
was just
dog beds aren't that big.
it was kind of comfortable. It's kind of comfortable.
Okay.
I did like the farm stuff, all of the stuff on the farm.
I wanted to ask about that because I did see one of your
Yeah,
behind the scenes photographs. You were outside Ma and Pa Kent's house.
yeah, yeah.
You didn't chase the cows, did you?
Kinda like a
Oh,
little bit. I did it for like a little bit, and then they were like, "Let's have
okay.
the actual dog do it." So it was like a little bit.
Because that's one of my favorite moments is just
But yeah, it was
Clark's there
good.
trying to have a nice, deep, meaningful conversation with his dad, and there's Krypto just like eyeing up these snacks or
It's like
toys.
I'm worried they're gonna eat my parents' dogs or something, or my parents' cows.
It's
Yeah.
perfect for it. So, what was it
hmm
like for you for so working with some of the other actors on this in this film?
It was, I mean, it was amazing. I think like halfway through, I started to realize like my role was they have crypto, they can CGI it, and they have Jolene. I think my role was to help the actors because it's so much easier to do it with something that's like responding to you and you can actually like talk to them. So like at the beginning, I was like, "Oh, I'm crypto," and then I started to be like, "I'm servicing like David or Rachel so they can do their scene because it makes it so much easier for them."
I bet.
Yeah, so I mean, it was incredible. Rachel Brosnahan was like the nicest person in the world. It would like she at one point went out of her way to like make sure I was watching a rehearsal so that way I could help her. I mean, it's to like help her performance and help his performance. And they're incredible. And I think they were also like relieved too to have something that like they could before the scene started be like, "Hey, I'm going to do this by the way." And so it felt very mutual, which I was not expecting. And it was really 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 cool.
Great. What I've heard about people that have worked on this film is the fact that it is professional, but it's
hmm
also family. There's so much
Very
support behind the scenes, and everyone's having a good time, which helps you perform to your fullest. And yeah,
100%.
those scenes where we do see crypto and we see that magic of CGI and how it must be quite difficult to, yes, talk to something that isn't there. So to have
Yeah.
you and to have Jolene on set, it's going to be, it's going to be a huge help for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I completely like halfway through filming, I was like, "Oh, this is what the role is. Like, I am here to make sure they are doing their best." It's like less. I mean, it still was like my body, like the movement, and all that. But I was like, "Oh, this is to make sure like she's acting her best and he's acting his best with the scene."
So
So
when
it
you
was
watch,
cool. I really liked it.
I like that. But so when you
Sorry,
watch the
thank you.
film back for the first time, and you see Crypto jumping around or being a pest or
Crazy.
being adorable as he always is, did you recognize any of your sort of movements at all?
Kinda. There was the one part, like when the doors are closing in the beginning and he's like sitting really sad. Like the head went down and I was like, oh, I did that. Like I remember because they were like, oh, we like that. Like I was just sitting up originally and then I did like this and I was like, oh, that made it.
So you
So
made the cut.
kinda.
That's it. I like
Yeah.
that. So how does one get into the mind of Crypto? How do you sort of, compose yourself to get ready for that?
I it's funny. I like they showed me a video of James's dog, Ozu. They did
Wow.
show me a video of that and they were like, this is the behavior. And I was like, okay. I've never not had dogs like my whole life. So I think I was like subconsciously just mimicking behaviors that I wasn't even thinking about. Like I was just like, oh, my dog walks like this. Or like they put their head down like that. And so I don't know, it was a lot of thinking, but also like trying to not think as much as possible too at the same time, where I was just like, I'm just gonna do it.
That's it.
But there was a little bit of prep.
Good, but just let the inner dog out, as it were.
Yeah,
We've all got a
yeah. Got
dog
the dog in
inside
me.
us, people say, and the dog
Mm-hmm.
that's inside you
Mm-hmm.
just happens to be Crypto with a
Yeah.
little bit of Ozu as well. But there we
Yeah,
go.
it's like a mix, yeah. And
A little
Jolene
bit
too, a little
less,
bit
yeah,
Jolene.
and there's some
Jolene
less
was very
chaos.
crypto. Yeah, people
Really?
are not talking about that enough. She was super crypto. Oh yeah.
Tell
Oh yeah,
me,
she
tell me
would
more about
bark.
Jolene, because
Mhm.
if I could get
I
Jolene on the
loved her.
podcast, I would be happy. But what's Jolene like as a dog?
Well, she was like very much like what the description of what crypto was. I was surprised like she wasn't majority of what they were using. She was just like it's funny. She's a trained professional dog, but she was so like silly and goofy. And been on sets before with like dog actors, I guess, and they're so like in the zone with their trainer. But she was so like flopping over on her back, like ears going this way, barking. They would play like a certain sound or something, like to mimic the bark, and she would bark back at it. Like she was just so silly, like and would just talk like go up to everybody, like wander around. She was like, oh, she was the fan favorite. Everybody loved her.
I think there's that one moment when Rachel and Lois are in the ship and Krypto jumps on her lap. I've seen some footage of that with Jolene just sitting there and David in the back looking rather unwell. But
Yep.
it's just like that's like the perfect dog that you just can't resist but saying hello to.
Yeah. She's everyone was obsessed with her. I
Oh.
think they needed that too. Like it just added so much to the setting. Like everyone was like, this is just so fun. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, they often say don't work with children or animals. Both were in this film. I recently spoke with a couple of the child stars that were raising the flag, and they were just
Yes.
unbelievably professional and
Yeah, I
charming.
stood in
And
for that little boy. Yeah.
well done. How heavy was the flag? Was it heavy?
It was not very heavy. No.
Good. I'm glad
Did he say it
because
was heavy?
as in no, but I mean the acting there was there for it. He's there. I was like,
Oh,
he's done his
he's
role.
killed it. It was
That
every
was it.
take. Yeah, he killed
See,
that.
no small. There's never a small role. That's what I say.
No,
Everyone
no.
can bring
That
something to
moment
the
is so
table.
powerful too. Like,
It's going back and seeing the film time and time again. I'm still getting excited and emotional and anger towards Lex
yeah,
Luthor because he's
yeah.
Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor is I
He
said
was
this before was like
unbelievable.
wow.
I never got to see any of his stuff, and so
Did you
that was
not?
like, no,
No.
never. And so I was like, whoa. I
So
was.
you
I mean,
didn't get to. So if we're going into the spoiler
yeah.
territory, you weren't involved in that final scene where Lex gets attacked by Krypto.
No,
Then
no. I believe it was like a dummy being hung up, and they were just like,
I don't want to see that in the behind the scenes. That make the
yeah. I
suits
mean, I watched that from a monitor, so,
that
but
counts. That counts. You're
yeah,
still
yeah, yeah.
there.
But
You were still
he,
in the room where it happened because yeah, I
right,
mean,
right.
this little guy is all around me. So this is my
I got
little
one of those.
this guy from the Noble collection is just
Awesome.
unbelievably soft. I'm trying to keep him as white and as clean as possible,
Yeah.
but the one in the film was much more grubbier, much more full
Oh
on.
yeah.
But I loved all those moments as Crypto. So thank you for bringing that to life and helping because it really
Thanks. I
made this
appreciate
film
that.
such a magical moment. I think at first when characters were announced for this film and it wasn't just
Yeah.
going to be about Superman, some people were concerned, and quite rightly so, because you think, well, I want it to be about Superman.
I mean, it was
The
a
film
lot.
was.
Yeah.
It was a lot. There were a lot of people in it, but
Yeah.
the story was always going to be about Superman. And when
Hmm.
Superman wasn't on screen, people were talking about Superman or doing something because of Superman. And
Right. Yeah.
those, again, I was unbelievably happy when Krypto was announced because it was just the perfect way for this film to be brought to
I
a new
had
generation.
no idea how big of a reveal that would be either. I was before this, now I'm locked in. I was not very locked in on this universe.
Okay.
But they told me they were like, do not say anything. It's this is the rule that's nobody's allowed to know about. And when it came out, like I think it was the first poster, right? Was it them sitting on the planet?
It was, I don't know the exact date. I was in London at a
Hmm.
special screening of the Super Slash Man documentary, the Christopher Reeve story. It was a very emotional day because after seeing that film, we got to go and speak with the directors, and it was a great
Wow.
privilege to do so. And
Amazing.
then Christopher Reeve's children came out and saw us. I'm
Wow.
already emotional. Now I'm a
Yeah.
quivering, crying wreck. And then, as I'm on the train coming home, I think it was pretty shortly after that, they released the Crypto poster. I was like, this day
Okay,
is
that's what it
just,
was. Yeah.
it's out to get me. This is such an emotional moment.
What a day.
It was from that to see that as one of the first major posters. I was like, they are. James
They're
Gunn
doing it.
knows what he's doing. So,
Hmm.
yeah, what was it like for you keeping a secret like that?
It was kind of crazy. It's funny too. I was telling like the right people because I was telling people who like didn't even know or like kind of care. They were just like, "Oh,
Okay.
okay." And so that
Yeah.
was like it made me feel like better about it.
Yes.
But I mean, it was kind of crazy. I would like off and on. I just work a lot in like the film in Georgia and it's kind of small and people would be like, "Yeah, I worked on Superman. I was extra." And I was like, "Oh, I worked on it." And I just never said what it was. Yeah, it was.
It's a
And
big
then when it came out, I was
burden.
like, "Oh, that's me." Yeah.
Yeah, that's me, by the way. I made this happen. So yeah, I will be dropping that into every conversation you have in the
Now I
future.
am. Yep, yep, yep.
I don't blame you. And hopefully, I mean, again, we're talking spoilers. We do have that fantastic scene at the end of the film with Supergirl and Millie. Were you on set for that moment as well then?
Yeah. Hmm.
Wow. What was that like for you? Please tell me a bit
So
about that.
cool. I watched them meet, which was crazy. Like she was like, "Oh, hi, I'm Millie," and he's like, "Hey, I'm David." I'm like, "This is crazy."
The first time they
Yeah,
met.
yeah. Oh,
Wow.
yeah. That was the first time they met. It was crazy. Like
Well,
I thought at first, I was like, "That can't be right." Like they had to have met before. No, I mean, because
no.
I think they were doing a bunch of prep in London, and so she like flew in, and yeah,
Were they
and
both in the costume? So imagine meeting that, meeting your on-screen cousin for the first time, both looking in those majestic suits. Oh,
it's so
fantastic.
good. They look
What
amazing.
they do. I mean, I've not seen them in person yet. I hope to
Hmm.
do that soon, but I've seen them on cinema screens now. I've seen them on an IMAX screen. I can't wait to
Oh
see it
yeah,
on Blu-ray and
I got.
4K, so I can literally get right up next to the screen so I can see every single detail on it.
Oh yeah.
But what was it like seeing David and Millie in costume?
I mean, it's crazy. Like it's just and it's cool because like I don't have coming in, I didn't have the most context to all this stuff, but like despite not having any context, you felt like this like rush of emotion. And so I was like, oh whoa, like this means something. Like this is insane. Seeing David was the trippiest thing in the world because he's just I didn't even think of him as like an actor. I was like, oh, that's just Superman right there. Because he's ginormous and he's like gorgeous to look at and he's the sweetest man ever with the most deep booming voice you've ever heard because we're on like an echoey soundstage. He's so like his voice just like goes through. It's just crazy. I don't know how to describe it. And like the costume, Juliana is the costume designer. It's just like I don't know how she did that. It is unbelievable. The
It's
way like the
been
stretchiness of it, like it just
it works, and I've seen lots of close-up images of the cape. I'm a big
yeah.
cape fan, and to
Yeah.
have the S on the back again,
Gold-esque.
that's huge for me. And to see how David was when he almost first puts on that costume, and you see him there on set. We've seen a few
It's
behind the scenes moments, and it's just, as you said, he isn't David in that moment. He is actually
yeah.
Superman.
I've never like felt that way seeing an actor before. Like just I mean like just being around and stuff, I'm always like, oh, they're like that's blah 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 playing this. And I was just like, that's just Superman. Insane to me. The
He's
cape
take
was funny. I like ripped it off a little bit by accident with
Really.
doing the mouth thing or whatever. Yeah. It was very heavy. Very, very heavy.
I bet. Well, again,
Yeah.
that's more strength and dedication to your role, as it were. I mean, is there sort of do you work out a lot? Did you have to prepare for this film by like doing
It's
more?
so funny. I was like, I'm fine. I'm like relatively fit. Oh my God. After that first day, I was like, I need to work out immediately. And I tried a little bit because I think I underestimated like using all four limbs at once, like how exhausting that would be. But yeah, I was trying so hard. Like I was to not like, I don't know, like pass out or something. Like I was breathing so heavy and drinking so much water. But
Did you get any craving for milk bones at all? Did you just start eating biscuits halfway through the day? I've got to get
yeah,
into character. This is method for me. I need to
yeah,
go
they
and
should be
chase some
free on
squirrels.
set. Yeah, they should just be handed
Perfect.
to me at all hours.
Did you sort of you if you sort of you're on your hands and knees all day being a dog? Did you find it so just relaxing to be able to walk around on 2 feet again?
Yes, 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 yeah. Because well, the way they film is just like you just will go again, go again, go again, and then like take a little bit for water and then go again, and which is good because you just get it all out of the way. But yeah, standing up after a long day, I was just like,
Now we know James Gunn is a fantastic director. Did he have to give you much direction as Krypto?
kind of yeah, honestly. I mean, in the beginning, and then it just kind of lessened because I think it was like she's doing what I asked, like we don't need to adjust. Yeah, in the beginning, I remember this scene like speaking of like ripping the cape, when I'm like going like this, I was shaking my head and he kept being like, pretend you're like a rabid animal, like trying to like rip something's head off, like a squirrel or something. Like I don't know. Like he was just like so I just was going harder and harder. And he told me to like be like bouncier and just like go up more and I can be a little more and he instead of like going like they're like go straight over here, he was just kind of like zigzag and like change it up a little bit, but not too much. His notes were really interesting because it's cool. He knew exactly the type of personality that he wanted to show on screen, which is really cool because I was just like, tell me how to do it, please. It's
And
really,
it
really interesting.
and it clearly works. I mean, when
Yeah.
he
He's
first
a
started
genius.
teasing information about Krypto, it was like, well, don't get your hopes too high because Krypto's not the best boy.
Yeah,
And I
he's
was
like,
like,
he's a bad dog.
I was
Yeah.
like, that can't be. There are no bad dogs. All dogs are good.
He's
But no,
sweet, but
he was sweet, but he was a little bit naughty.
yeah, there you go.
He
There you
helped save the day at the end, and he did learn some basic commands with drop and sit and let
Yeah,
go with that Lex
yeah.
Luthor scene. But we see that moment with Krypto and Supergirl, Millie, and you can tell instantly that that mood changes when Krypto's like,
Yeah.
"That's my owner. That's my human, as it were, or alien in this
I thought
situation."
that was a cool reveal. It's like, oh, it's actually her dog. Yeah.
That was great. If you've not read the Supergirl comic, Woman of Tomorrow,
I want to. I've been meaning to.
okay,
Because
now
I know that's what the movie. Yeah.
there are lots of spoilers in there.
Okay. I'll read
We'll
it.
talk after you've read it for
Got
certain
it.
some sort of spoilers.
Okay.
But I mean, that I believe it's wrapped now. I'm not sure, but I mean,
I
I
think
hope
so, yeah.
we get to see lots more Krypto in that. Did you not work on the Supergirl film?
I did not. They were
Okay,
actually going pretty much at the same time that we were, which was kind of crazy. I know. So,
okay. But
no, I
I'm
don't think
guessing that they'll probably still use some of your movements because clearly you did such a fantastic
somehow,
job
yeah.
that they're on record somewhere. They've
Yeah,
got something where
they do some scan thing. I don't know. Yeah, something.
and I've seen some photos. You're in this sort of interesting suit with all the little images, almost like a QR code. So
I
that's,
know.
I'm
I
guessing, what they use
don't
to
know what it
scan it
means.
in with.
Yeah. It's so funny. Like all the crew would be like, "What does this mean?" I'm like, "Why are you asking me? I don't know. I don't know what these numbers mean." Like this green triangle. I don't know. Very comfy
I'm.
though.
It did look very,
Very
almost like
comfortable. Yeah.
it's like pajamas on set.
Oh
So
yeah. It was awesome.
combine the pajamas with the dog bed. You are winning on set. You've got the most comfortable outfit there.
And the
But
milk bones.
that's
Yeah.
what I'm hoping to speak with some of the heroes from Legacy Effects because throughout this film they've done some amazing work and it's practical.
Best
So the
people.
robots, the sets, the Kryptonian tech, it's
The
all
best.
there. And we know there are some books about the film coming out sort of behind the scenes,
I'm
and
very excited for that.
it's the slowly but surely they're releasing more. I've seen a few concept pieces of certain worlds and
Hmm.
certain sets as well, and it just looks amazing. And I
It's
can't wait to dive more into that.
I was blown away how much it looked like it did when I was there. Like
I'm
blown away.
glad. It's not.
Yeah,
I mean, we know that obviously there was a lot of CGI involved, but the sets in itself were legit.
it was.
And
Yeah.
you were also in another gorgeous set, which was the Daily Planet.
Hmm.
Now, when I spotted you, I was like, I
Yeah,
think
you
I
did.
recognize this person
Like,
here. Hang on a
wait.
minute. It's just with that Jimmy Olsen scene where he says, all weekend. And I was like, you look around, I thought, oh, that's Murphy there. I'm sure it's Murphy. Just get on the
Yeah.
DMs. Let's find out.
Hmm.
What was that like to be in the actual Daily Planet?
It was they did actually, this is my one gripe with the movie. They didn't show enough. It was the biggest, coolest set. There was details down to like the sticky notes on the like fake names, fake businesses. I have a couple business cards that I took, but of
That's
just like
fine.
random, yeah, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. But they were like they even went ahead and did like sketches and of like the Daily Planet logo and like Metropolis skyline, like all the detail. It was insane. There was like books, like binders, and it was all fake like Superman related stuff, but they just made it for
There's
this one set.
that's for me. I
Oh my God.
love zooming in on set photos and
Yeah,
looking for sort of something that might not be sort of that have
that's the
made it
one
into the
set.
film. Can you remember? Now I do have it in front of me here that I'm looking at.
Yeah.
It was very very exciting. So you shared some fantastic photographs from behind the scene after
I
the
did,
film
yeah.
came out. There's some fantastic pictures on your Instagram that I will
Yeah.
leave some tags to with the wonderful
Sure.
Jolene, and it's
Love.
and you the set pieces as well, but. You have shared a photograph of the Daily Planet, which is fantastic. You mentioned that post-it note. Can you remember what was on the post-it note?
Well, the one that I have it was like someone sketched the logo of the Daily Planet on it, which was so
So
cool.
that's
But
the
that
one
was
you
like
want
a
to keep.
set designer did that. That was already there.
Oh, but there was another one that
So
I saw, which was very
yeah, wait, which
exciting.
one was this?
It
Yeah.
said, it was just a reminder about a meeting that you had with the CEO of Choco.
Yes,
That
Chacos. That
I
was
was like,
all over.
I love the fact that Choco has made it into this world, which is, like an
The tie-in.
off-brand Oreo but with Martian Manhunter as well. I was like, James Gunn really gets it. The
Yeah.
Easter eggs in this film were everywhere, and
It
but
was
I
so
mean,
smartly placed too. Yeah.
and I love that. I was like, hang on a minute, that's definitely says Choco on that post-it note. That would have ended up coming home with me as well, Murphy. I
Hmm.
don't blame you. So yeah, how did it feel to be in that building then, like to be sort of a member of the Daily
Ridiculous.
Planet crew, as it were?
The coolest. Absolutely the coolest. I was standing in on that as well. They kind of when I was like hired, they kind of just were like, okay, you're a body and we're like moving you around to different things. We're gonna use you for everything. I stood in for a lot of random people on this movie, but so they were like, we're gonna stand in for Kat and you're also gonna be background at the same time, which I was like, okay, that's a lot at once. I mean, stepping in, that to me, like the sorry, okay, the Fortress of Solitude was crazy, but it was like it was on a soundstage, so it was just like, oh, this is like where they make movies. This was like in a town that's like I've been to multiple times. I walk in and I'm like, my God, it was unreal. And normally it's like the Fortress of Solitude was a set, and then you step out and you see, like the walls and stuff. This was just wall to wall, like you were immersed, and we were in there for like 10 hours at a time. And so I was just like, I'm in the Daily Planet, like fully. It was the coolest set I've ever been on was Daily Planet. I
I
was
would not
obsessed with it.
have wanted to leave that. I mean, I've seen quite
I
a few
didn't want
behind
to
the scenes
either.
photos, and it was such a high ceiling as well. I was like,
It was
this is
ginormous.
the
Yeah.
architecture is just gorgeous in
They picked
there.
the coolest place too. Yeah. It was I think it was a train station, I think.
And of course,
Gorgeous.
it's in Cleveland. It's the home of Superman. Jerry Siegel and Joe
Hmm.
Shuster creating the hero there. It was such a fantastic choice of James to film there. And this weekend they've just released that the statues
I
have
saw
been
that.
put out.
I
I
saw
need
that.
to get out there for that. I
Yeah.
when as well
It
as
looked
doing this
gorgeous.
podcast, I also do a podcast for the Siegel and Schuster Society. So we've been
Really?
talking about this foundation for months now and this statue, and it's finally been revealed. And it's such an not only a great honor to Superman, but of course to Jerry and Joe.
Jerry
We
Schuster,
wouldn't
yeah.
have this film without them. You wouldn't have this fantastic career without them.
Yeah.
So
I
and
mean
James
everything.
yeah, and that's it. And James has done a fantastic job of honoring that legacy.
Yeah, did you see the
Having,
grandkids in the
wow,
movie?
that
Yeah.
made me just
They're
so
really, really sweet too.
to
Yeah.
know that James is honoring that past. And, it's like without you guys as relatives, without you, this wouldn't happen. So it's wonderful to see that. But also the love for the comics. So many comic artists and writers are featured
Yeah.
in this film. There's
I
cameos,
know.
there's street names going on, and it's
It's
just a
such a
joy
love
to
letter.
see.
Yeah.
It is.
It's
And that
such a
is a
love
great way of
letter.
putting it. Yeah, a love letter to not only Superman, but
100%.
the stories from over the years. And now
Yeah.
you are, and this wonderful dog are a part of that legacy, Murphy. So each time you see a piece of crypto merchandise, and there's a lot out there, that's
It's
you
the
now.
coolest. I know. I'm
That's
like,
you.
it's really crazy. Especially all the time in between filming and it coming out. Like I kind of just like lost it a little bit in my head. I was like, oh yeah, whatever. And now I'm like, oh my God, like this is real.
And
Yeah.
that's you on a poster. That's you in trailers.
Yeah, it's
That's something that can never be taken away from you. And I love that because this
thank you.
film will be talked about for decades. And the
I think
future of
so.
Superman now as well. James Gunn has already kind of mentioned about sequels, and I think now
I
that
mean, come
if
on.
Krypto
Yeah.
doesn't appear in some form or another,
Oh,
fans will be quite
please.
upset
Yeah.
because this dog means so much.
I'm
James Gunn
so
can do
happy how
great
well
things
received
with
it
small
was.
characters. We know that with Groot and Rocket Raccoon. It's
Yeah,
the
I
fact
think it's
that,
like a specialty. Yeah.
of course, it's
He's
making people
incredible at that.
feel emotional about these characters as well.
Yeah.
And for you to bring them alive is great. Were there any sort of incidents or accidents that happened on set whilst you were performing as Cryptomer?
Ooh, I guess the picture you were talking about earlier with Jolene on Rachel's lap, it didn't really work. We were doing Jolene for the rehearsals and she was a little like too big and it was hard to like go around. And then they kind of considered me at one point and I was like, I'm too big to go on Rachel's lap. And then we tried me like slapping her legs so she would like know when, and that didn't work. So that was probably like hour and a half of like trying, figuring it out. That didn't work. And then it ended with this is the craziest thing of all this movie. Like the only part I freaked out was like, oh, I'm underneath the seat. The panel like she's holding on to, I'm underneath her chair with a stick so she can see with a dot on it so she could see the reference point of where Krypto was. But I was like, oh, I'm underneath her chair. Like I don't know why I cared about that part the most, but
It's a great
yeah,
scene. That's there when she's
it's
sort of
cool.
she's learning to fly that wonderful spaceship.
Yeah, and he's like,
That's what I like. It's the behind the scenes magic that gives me a
yeah,
closer
that
connection
was
to the
really
film.
cool.
Speaking with Tatiana about her time in Lex Luthor's computer office, she mentioned
Yeah.
how she had a trash can next to her and it was full of protein bars and snacks. I was like, that's the kind of stuff that
You want
really
those
like
little details.
that gives me a smile.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I know what's in that trash can. There's a protein bar in there.
That's exactly what it was. It was
See?
knowing like I know this. Yeah.
And again, it makes me want to appreciate the film more. And when a film
Yeah.
does that, that's when you know this really hits hard with fans
Yeah. Of all the
because
things, I was like, I'm under the chair. Like, why did I
that's me.
care
I'm
about
there
that the most?
because
Yeah.
it's a big thing. I was like, I would be as well.
Yeah.
Like on this scene, if you look to the left, that's my shoe or that's my shoulder.
hmm
But with you, you are in the scenes. And you have that moment where you look from behind your monitor at Jimmy when he's making a lot of noise when he's on the phone with Ted,
That
and
was
it's just
crazy.
perfect. It's perfect.
Thanks.
So,
Thank you.
I mean, I'm sure you've got lots of fantastic memories from being on set of
Yeah.
Superman, but what's one of your ultimate favorite moments?
Really good question. So when I was at the Daily Planet, I was standing in, and my one of my very best friends was doing background work for it too. And last minute, they needed a Lois stand-in, and I was like, "My friend's here," and they had her be the Lois stand-in. And so me and like my one of my closest, it was just the most surreal moment ever. Me and one of my closest friends are standing in for Kat and Lois, and we're sitting on the desks. It's like we're Kat's like leaning against her desk, and she's like playing fidgeting, and I'm like we're doing this. Like this is with someone I like love so much. Like that was just really surreal.
I love that. And the
Yeah,
fact
that
that you
was
made
cool.
that happen for your friend as well,
Yeah,
that
I just
is a
suggested
sign
it and
of
they
a
were
good
like,
friend as well. So that's it. I love
I
that.
was scared. I wanted someone with me.
And that's it. And you couldn't have picked somebody better because there you go. You've got a friend there guiding you through that as well.
Yeah. That
That
was just
is
a
wonderful.
crazy moment.
So, what was it like for
Thanks.
you when you finally got to see this film in its entirety and you were watching Crypto on the big screen? How nervous were you?
I was freaking out. I was freaking out. I saw it at the cast and crew screening at the Fox in Atlanta. And a friend of mine who's in the movie too saw it. Terrence, he plays Otis. He had texted me. He saw it before in LA the night before and he was like, "Oh, you're in this by the way." And I'm like, "What?" But he didn't tell me what it was. So I was just like I could not speak before the movie. I thought I was like coming across rude. Like I was like, "To me, don't talk to me." I was so nervous. But I mean, it was a room that was a really cool moment because it was a room full of people where it felt like we were watching like a class project that we made. Like it didn't even feel like this is the movie. It was just like,
Okay.
"Oh, we made this."
I
So
love that.
it felt like safe. And then I went to go see it in theaters and I was like, "This is for everybody. This is crazy."
This isn't just a
Yeah.
class project. This isn't
It
a
felt like
hobby. This was a real
yeah.
thing.
Yeah, it felt like a group assignment that we all worked on and we were like, "We're presenting it today." But
So you
I was
saw it with
freaking out.
Otis as well, or Terrence, as you say.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah, yeah. He came
Otis.
back for the Atlanta one.
He has some great moments in the film. Very different to the Otis we saw in Superman 78, but a great
Yeah,
reference to that character. I love the
he's a
moment
good
when
friend of
sort of
mine. He's the best.
he's in control of the ship and sort of he opens the key and then that office turns into a spaceship. But there's a part when he says, safety first, everybody. He's like being trying to cool people down. It was fantastic moments.
He's so good.
But I think everybody that had some screen time or helped create this film, no matter what they did, they are proud because it's getting such fantastic feedback online.
It was
And
also just the best time. Everybody that I've spoken to is just like that was such a fulfilling experience for me. And you
that's
can tell, like, yeah.
it. I mean, as you can tell, I'm a bit of a Superman fan,
I love
Murphy.
it. I love
But
it.
for me, I've always enjoyed watching a film and then going back and noticing new things the second time or the third time
Yeah.
round. But with this film, when I know certain scenes are coming up, I want to look round at the audience. I want to see how my friends and family are
I do the
reacting
same.
to certain
Yeah.
moments. I was waiting for that for the moments with Crypto. Now, there's
Really?
some fantastic moments where I knew he was coming when the rest of the audience didn't. And there was that
hmm
moment when Crypto was in the pet shop when Superman does
Yeah,
that final
yeah.
whistle, the get the toy moment. Were you a part of those scenes as well, Murph?
I was not. I was not. I know. I know.
They were the sort of the ultimate crypto scenes, but I still thought of you when
When
I saw them, so that's
I
fine.
thank you, thank you, thank you. I did not go to Cleveland, unfortunately, but I mean that was also a surprise to me too. I was like, oh look, there it is. Like, had no idea. Those business cards too of the pet place were in the Daily Planet, like all over. It's called like Pet to Be or something. Yeah,
Yeah, let it be like let it be. Again,
yeah.
there's so
They
many
were.
puns in this film.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
absolutely perfection.
Those were all over the Daily Planet.
See, that's the
Yeah. So
thing.
little things like that.
It's those again. It's the minute details that people
Mm-hmm.
that, and that's what I think James Gunn is as great with his films
He's
is that
amazing. Yeah.
it's a great story to be told to somebody that is just wanting to go on a to have some escapism, to
Yeah.
turn off and watch a film for a few hours. But the fans of the comics and the character will say, I can see Frank Quitely there, or I can see a reference to Jim Lee or somebody else. It's that moment of wow, he gets the
He
story
paid attention to it.
and the
Yeah.
character. And that's what I
Yeah.
think people are going back and watching this film multiple times, which is why it's doing so well
Yeah.
financially. And that's
I
a
know
great
people keep
thing.
going back. That's the best part. Yeah.
And cinemas are still filling up. People are sharing their sort of seating plans, and fans are still going out in big numbers to enjoy this movie.
That's
And
so cool.
as a Superman fan, I'm thinking, this is fantastic. This is
Yeah,
what
this must
Batman
be
fans feel like. This is amazing.
it's supposed to be Batman. But I always thought of that too. I was like, because I know superheroes specifically, like they have people have such deep connections and are like mega fans. It's like a different kind of fan. And I was just so excited. I'm like, because this is new and it's the first DC basically of this era. I was like, this is going to be so important to people. Like, I just love seeing like you and like these reactions because I'm like, I can't even imagine how long like someone must have loved this character and how like you're like, finally, it's good.
It is that moment. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
for me, it's yes, the actors and the people that bring this character to life are important to me, whether that be
Yeah.
on screen or voice actors or in the comics. But I'm always going to support Superman. I'm Team Superman. I want the
Yeah.
hero to do well.
Yeah.
And as again, my reviews, I always say that my reviews are going to be biased because I will look for the thing in the film that brings me the most joy, the most excitement, the most fun. And for me, it was the whole film. I had
It's like, yeah.
fun from start to finish. I was glued to the screen. I was emotional, laughing and screaming at times. But I want Superman to do well and to be continue to be popular because
Yeah.
that means
It's
the story
important.
continues to get told. So it's
Yeah.
fantastic people like you that are doing such hard work, such commitment to the role, literally on your hands and knees for entertainment. I
I was doing
appreciate
it.
that. So thank you. Thank you
Thanks.
so much. And for me, what I would love to know is what did you learn about yourself from being on the Superman
Wow.
movie?
That's such a good question. Oh my gosh. I think I learned that like I can just like if I just like kind of, believe them like I can do it. Like if I just like false have this like false confidence, it works out. Like I was kind of like faking it my whole way through it and looking back, I'm like, "Oh, you weren't really faking it. Like you just did it." So I think I learned that like I could do some things that I never thought I could, like stamina wise, like especially like the athleticism of it all, like the scene where he's running through the field. I had to do that so many times. Um, so like that, but also just like pressure too. I was like, oh, I can do that. Like I thought I was gonna like crumble or also not talk to anybody. Like I was very nervous about meeting the actors, and then I was like, oh, I can do it. So I think I just learned that like there's some things about myself that I thought I didn't have in me that I did. That's a really good question. Thank you.
No, you're welcome, and thank you for that wonderful answer.
Yeah,
Because to me, and I'm bringing it always comes back to Superman for me. But I love the
always.
fact that Superman's had some fantastic quotes over the years, but you are stronger than you believe. You are stronger than
Yeah.
that's the big thing about it. It's knowing the confidence that you
Yeah.
can have in yourself, if only you believe it to be so. And
Yeah.
you've
And I think
experienced
that
that now.
rubbed off like whether I was even trying to or not, just like the like reading the sides every day, like the scripts and the way people were talking about the character. I was like, there's such positivity and like self-love and like just emulating off of everybody that I think it just kind of rubbed off on everyone. And you can see it with the other actors too, like their performances. I think they all like believed in themselves more than they thought. Just because
That's
the set, the way they
and that's
created that
all you
environment.
want from a film.
Yeah.
And for a character that I'm invested with, I want people to enjoy their time on a film, but also to know that they've done their best, they've worked their hardest, they've done all they possibly could do for not only the director or the writer or the creators of Superman, and you've
Hmm.
shown that in many roles, not just Krypto, but also working at the Daily Planet, stepping in for other characters, doing more for essentially the legacy of Superman. So I can
Yeah.
never let you know how grateful I am, but I
Thanks. That
seriously,
means
I
so
am.
much. That really means a
Everybody
lot.
on this film has made something magical, whether it be the people, creating the food or driving
Right.
people from set A to
Everybody.
set B. Everybody
100%.
is a piece of such a fantastic puzzle
Yeah.
that
And that's a testament to
works.
James too. He brings back almost all of the same crew pretty much. And I recognize a ton of people from Guardians and they're all so familiar with themselves and everyone, and it's a big testament to like how he makes his environment for
And,
sure.
and I'm a big fan of that because, yes,
Why
people have said,
not?
oh,
Yeah.
he's going to bring all the same people back. I'm like, well, why would you
Why wouldn't
not?
you want to work with your friend? Why wouldn't you not
You
want
would
to work with your
you
friends?
work with your
Yeah.
friends, and yes, we know that his brother is in a lot of his films as well, but
Yep.
it's his brother.
Why
Yes,
not?
you were going to do that, but he's a great actor as well, and is a great
Yeah.
storyteller. But
There's a bunch of people in it. Like Terrence is one of James's friends, and he's been in almost everything.
that's
Yeah.
it. And of course, we had Michael Rosenbaum as well, Lex Luthor from
Yep.
Smallville, and a few
Yeah.
roles in the Guardians film. So everyone's there, and I love that. But also, we've got these new actors as well that are coming forward, and they're going to be a part of this family for years to
Yeah.
come, I
Yeah.
hope. So
It's
James
cool.
Gunn, the future I feel is in safe with James Gunn's hand. I
I
know
know.
there
I'm
were
like, trust you completely.
that's it. And there were these. I know there were lots of stickers on set for what would James Gunn do.
Yeah.
That's perfect. That's the
I have
perfect
I took a picture of
inspiration.
that. That's
They are
funny.
great. But I know that he wore a lot of inspirational T-shirts on set as well to sort of guide people through. And I was like, that's how
Yeah.
you get people on board. That's how you create not only a healthy work environment, but somewhere to be fun and relax, but also
It shows
want
in
to
the
do your
movie.
best. It's
Hmm.
perfect. It's
Oh yeah, and
perfect.
everyone's like happy to be there. No one's like, oh, I gotta go to work today. Like everyone was stoked to be there.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that set to end. I would. I
I
know
didn't. I
that
didn't. I was so sad.
there's lots of deadlines when it comes to movies, but I would want to. Oh, can we do that take just one more time?
Yeah.
Please,
Hmm.
can I hear Superman give that
Yeah,
fantastic
we can keep
speech
going.
one more time, please?
That speech was crazy. I was hearing that from below the set because Lex Luthor was like high up. You had to like climb a bunch of staircases to get up there. And so I was just hearing it all day. And I didn't even watch on the monitor. And I was like, this sounds amazing.
It's as
It was really
Superman
cool.
speeches go. It was like
It's so good.
it's
His del like his delivery
yeah,
is just
the delivery of it. There's that moment, of course, where we see Lex's fantastic speech, where we see that real rage and anger
the
and
vein in his head. Yeah. I
bitterness.
can't
That
believe he
vein
shaved his
is
head.
about to pop as
Yeah, I
well.
didn't know he shaved his head.
Fantastic
Because I
head.
would see him like in passing, and I'm like, well, that's an amazing like wig or
Yep,
bald cap.
it's a good shaped head for it. I mean, I think that's always the thing when Lex Luthor actors come out of the woodwork. They think, are they going to shave? Will it be a skull cap? Will it be something else? It
So
worked,
good.
and it was
It was really
perfect
good.
for it. It did the job. But that Superman speech by David at the end, that the
Killed me.
hope in that and what it's
Yeah.
done for people coming out of Superman. There's all these memes saying, oh, I've seen Superman. I want to be a better person now. I'm thinking,
Yeah, that's the coolest thing ever. Everyone's like, it's
that's all
punk
I
rock to
want.
be nice. And I'm like, yeah,
That's it.
like,
That is it. Is that and that
it's
is the
cool
real
sick.
punk rock, as they have
Mm,
said in it, is absolutely perfect. But I think what is fantastic as well, and you are a part of this
thank you.
particular piece of news, is that more people were going and rescuing dogs. The
Yes,
numbers were up.
I couldn't believe that. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I'm like, if I could do anything on this, that is the result that I want. Like, that's mind blowing. I can't believe that. Like, that was crazy to hear.
It's beautiful to find out, and the fact that
Yeah.
because of James Gunn and Superman and Krypto, and in
Hmm.
return, your efforts, more dogs have found their forever home.
I know.
For
That
me,
was
is
like
like it's a beautiful sort of a quite symbolic for what Superman stands for in this world. So well
100.
done for that.
Yeah, like the results are people doing good things. Like it's I wasn't even expecting that part. Like that's just the coolest thing ever.
It's perfect, and it's bringing so much joy to the world. And for me, right now being able to speak with you, Murthy. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
everything. Thank you for your time today. I can't
Absolutely.
wait
Anytime.
to see what you do in the future. I want you on screen
Thank
more,
you.
but I also want you capturing more special moments
I want to do both.
with whatever you do. And you clearly you could take the reins of whatever you want to do and run with it.
Thank
Superman
you.
has given you the confidence, but more importantly, you found that yourself on this Superman journey, which is perfect. Where
Thank you.
can people find you online, Murphy?
Yeah, my Instagram is MurphyGW underscore, I think. Yeah, and that's about it. I don't really have many social medias. I'm just still trying to work and hopefully you'll see me again, maybe some
I
more
hope
DC, I
so.
hope.
The
Yeah,
world needs more of it. There will be
I
links to your
hope
social
so.
media in this podcast as well. But
Thank you.
thank you so much for your
Yeah,
time
we'll
today.
stay in touch.
Thank you.
I will let you know all the updates.
Thank you so
Absolutely.
much. I've got a very tight lip, so if there's anything secret, don't tell me. I don't want you to get in trouble. But I look forward to seeing what you do next, Murphy. Have a
Thank you.
fantastic day, and we will
Thank
speak
you.
soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I
You're
really
very
appreciate
welcome.
it.